after us. Veronica Taylor, Sam Jones, Doctor Who cast. They'll be asleep by then, the Doctor Who cast. They're that old. They'll be, yeah, their carers will come and get them by then, and they'll have to leave. And then R4, Manu Bennett, who's she?
We'll not let them know you said that.
Don't let them say that.
But it's lovely to meet you. And
you too.
What we thought we'd do, a little bit different to, I know you've done a couple of these buzz panels before, we'd start off, rather than asking about what you've done lately, what you've been in, we'd find out a little bit more about you, everyday sort of that style. So we've got a few questions in a little thing we call getting to know you.
Okay.
So we're going to throw out one or the other, and if we start with Kai, if you answer first, and then Gareth, if you can answer. First one that comes into your head, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So,
I'm nervous.
it's no pressure, no pressure. You're not being graded on it or anything. So tea or coffee?
Tea.
Coffee.
Okay, so I know what to buy you later on. Books or movies?
Books.
Movies.
We're going to have like a verses all the way through this, I think.
I'm just going to say the opposite of him every time.
Well,
I kind of know what Gareth's going to answer, so I'll just...
oh, well, then we'll switch it around then.
Oh.
Yeah. Every other question, you go first.
Oh, I like it. Well
yeah.
done.
I'm just trying to change things up a bit.
I like it.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Cola.
Coke, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Coke, yeah.
Chinese takeaway or Italian takeaway?
Takeaway, I'd say Chinese.
Chinese takeaway, yeah.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
I'm forced to be an early bird, but I think biologically
You'd
I'm a night
rather
owl.
sleep in.
Yeah.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Half and half.
Half and half.
Me
That's
too,
kind of like what you were being
Depends
an
on
actor,
mood.
you kinda
Depends how
got
many pints I've had.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be an introvert from now on.
it. Okay. Winter or summer?
Sorry?
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Winter.
Spring or autumn?
Autumn.
Autumn.
PC or Mac?
Pardon?
Oh, God. I've got an old crappy laptop, and I have just got an iPad Pro, so I'm going to go up Mac.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to use a Mac, but I'm so used to the PC. I'm scared to change. But,
Okay.
If I could afford it, I would definitely get an Apple Mac. I'd have a Mac. I'd have Mac everything.
Everything.
iPhone. So, yeah, Mac.
Okay. We'll do a couple more. Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Oh, bit of both.
Yeah. Like a dark comedy.
Yeah, nice.
Dark comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, something by Julia
Like-
Davis.
Yeah. Board games or video games?
Oh God. I'm going to
Put you
say
on the
board.
spot.
I'm going to say board games. I've never been a massive gamer.
Poker counts as a board game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about this one? James Bond or Jason Bourne?
Oh, James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh.
It's got to be Star Trek for me.
Okay.
Half and half for me.
Sorry, mate.
Last one then. Another geeky
His
one.
lightsaber just went out then. It was like,
Another geeky one because we're at a Comic-Con. Marvel or DC?
Oh my God.
This will make and break fandoms here.
I'm going to say Marvel.
Big fan points.
oh, they're both shit. No. Sorry, I'm sorry if there are any kids in the audience.
Spider-Man. Marvel.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. My little boy, I think, yeah, Spider-Man.
So you're not a fan?
Thing is, as a whole, I think Marvel, but my favourite superhero is Batman.
Okay.
So a bit of both.
Yeah. We'll go
I
with
see.
DC then if you
What's
Batman's
is
your
Superman
favourite.
Marvel?
Pardon?
If Batman's your favourite, we'll go with DC.
Sorry?
DC, okay.
Yeah.
Captain America?
Marvel.
Iron Man.
Marvel.
Marvel then for me,
Yeah.
yeah.
By votes.
Oh, I like your shot Marvel. Wonder Woman. Oh God, okay.
So how are you finding Glasgow so far?
I love Glasgow.
Great, actually. Usually when I come to Glasgow, I'm so drunk about 3 hours in that I don't remember what the time I've had, but I can remember everything, and it's great.
Always Always a great welcome up in Scotland, and always a great time in Glasgow. This is my second MCM here, actually. I did one about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. I can't remember. Same venue, though, same place.
Yeah.
But always brilliant, great people, and yeah, always loyal attendees, always great fun as well. Great city. Scotland as a whole, love it.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, of course, Torchwood. That's where most people know you. Yanto and Rhys. We'll start off with you, Gareth. I know that you've been to visit your shrine.
I'm there every day, mate.
In spirit. Yeah. Is that weird? It must be weird having a shrine for a fictional character.
It was weird when it first got sort of erected. Very flattering to think that you've been part of something that's moved people to make something like that. But it's been going for like nearly 9 years now, so I've sort of got used to it. It is a Google Maps landmark, by the way.
No way,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, it's got a TripAdvisor.
It's number 38 in the top 50 things to do in Cardiff.
It's true.
It was about 5 years ago.
There's like, you can tell the true fans have left the 5 stars, and the people who've never seen Torchwood have like, what is this?
What is this?
You love Torchwood. Good. So, you weren't originally going. Were you originally going to be meant to be on the show for that long? Because
No, that was me.
you were meant to die off earlier.
I think I was supposed to die before you.
Really?
I
yeah,
thought I heard that you
Yeah,
weren't meant to last.
I think Yanto was sort of written as the guy in the red suit, if we can use the Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
But no, they kept us both on, didn't they? Because you were going to.
Yeah, and I was going to go. They didn't quite know what to do with Rhys. Rhys was the initial sort of breakdown for Rhys was 5 or 6 eps really in
Yeah.
series 1, and then they see how it goes. And
Sort of to see Gwyn's relationship with
see
you.
how the relationship
hiding
builds
the
and all
whole
that.
thing about Torchwood, yeah. And you kind of then went on to become a big part of the team, really.
Still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a
Bastard.
minute. Yeah.
I mean, Rhys is a very killable character. I've always said that it would work so well, but still there, thankfully, and it worked well. The relationship with Eve, I think, and then they got the Jack and Yanto one right. So I think that natural progression was only right that they stayed around for a while.
Yeah. I have written down here, don't talk about kissing John Barrowman.
Do not talk about kissing.
Do
John
not
Barrow.
talk about. You can
Yeah.
ask me what it's like to kiss John Barrowman. He's at it all the time.
Well,
I
I
just-
know that you said he smells like cabbage.
He smells of cabbage.
Yeah.
Smells of cabbage. He doesn't floss,
Sorry,
so
John.
he's always got bits of food between his teeth, and they're there for and it's obviously been there for days. So the stink is unreal, isn't it? Oh, it's terrible.
It's absolutely terrible. I think I vomited in his mouth once.
because because you know those, you know his teeth, like his big smile. Those aren't his real teeth. He's actually got terrible gingivitis and has like all black stumps on his teeth. Those are big false white ones that he puts there for the camera. You know.
He smelled. The way I can describe it is sort of like if you were to mush up sweet corn, tomatoes, and milk.
Yeah.
If you were to mix that up.
And leave it out in the sun for a fortnight.
Yeah.
That's the kind of smell that's in his mouth.
That's what it's like to kiss John Barrowman. I was gay before I kissed John Barrowman.
I have that written down here. So I have a feeling every time you do one of these panels, the explanation of kissing John is
We
going to
say
get bigger and
cabbage,
bigger.
but it's sweet corn, tomatoes, milk, and sunshine.
So lately you were in Hollyoaks.
I was.
Obviously quite a dramatic, serious storyline.
Yes. Yeah.
How different was the process? Because obviously soaps, they're filming quite a lot of episodes.
The only
in a short
difference I
period
can
of time.
say is the speed and the amount of work that we do. Obviously, we took 8 months to film 10, 11 eps of Torchwood, 1 hour episodes, so you'll do 2 episodes a month. While on Hollyoaks, it's on every night of the week, and that would take about 3 to 4 weeks to do like the whole week, a whole block kind of thing. While on Torchwood, we do about 4 to 5 scenes a day. On Hollyoaks, you may do anything up to 10, 11 scenes a day. And also on Torchwood, you'd be on a specific block, so you'd have the same director doing that block. While on something like Hollyoaks or a big soap, I would go from one unit to another. Like, while we only had our own unit on Torchwood, there's about 5 or 6 units out on Hollyoaks. So I'd go, from this, do 2 scenes here with this certain director, then I'd change, Then I'd go over to the other side of the studios to work with another director. It's a big machine. It's a big factory up there. It's a wonderful place to work. I loved it. But the speed and the turnaround is hugely impressive.
How short was the time of you getting the script to filming then?
Oh, you'd get the script about a good 2 or 3 weeks
Okay,
before.
so you had time to
they'd come out and there's always rewrites all the time in things that you do. But you know well in advance what's coming up. If you've got some big scenes coming up the week after next, you'd sort of like try and break the back of those. And because really there wasn't really much, there isn't much big speeches in Hollyoaks. It's dialogue back. But you could kind of have a look at it the night before, because you get into a habit of learning it, don't you? Mm-hmm. So and then the turnaround, you'd probably film it this week, and it'd be on in about 6 weeks' time.
Cool. Back to you, Gareth. I didn't realise you'd done some voice work for some video games.
I've been in loads lately, actually. Yeah, it's really good fun.
Solus in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I played that game and I didn't recognise your voice because obviously it's a.
That's
sort of
because I'm so hugely talented.
You're very good, yes. How was the experience of sort of going onto a voice for a video game? What was it like?
Well, Dragon Age specifically was terrifying because they're even more sort of cagey about the scripts and worried about spoilers than they are for the TV that I've worked on. So you don't get anything. All I knew going into the first day of recording was that I was an elf and I was magic. That was it. And you don't get the script, you just get a TV screen, and then your line will flash up, and then you'll get a brief description of how to say the line. No context, no background, nothing like that. So those first few sessions were actually terrifying for an actor, because we need our motivation, we need our background, we need to build our history. But we didn't get any of that. But because it takes so long to record, I think it took 2 years altogether to record the whole thing. I mean, it was. I'd go up for a couple of days and I'd come home for a couple of weeks while they did some graphics, and then I'd go back. But the whole process was 2 years. 3 months into it, then you sort of get an inkling of what your character's all about, and you can start to relax and enjoy it a bit more. Project I worked on recently, another game. I think I'm allowed to say that. I've got to be careful what I say. It was a lot more like a radio play. We would go in and the other actors were there, and having the other actors there is also a real huge bonus for us, because acting is reacting at the end of the day. So that was a bit more relaxed and a bit easier. But yeah, it's hard work.
And then you have to record all the little reactions like that.
They usually do. I think they've cottoned on now that it's not good to let actors do those grunts and fights and death screams, in chronological order, because you can damage your voice and then you end up sounding completely different for the scenes at the end. So they tend to do all that right at the end. I suspect they'll have to go in a couple of months and just do a day of.
So the two of you are back in Torchwood in radio form.
Yep.
Season 5. What's it called again? Sorry. Aliens Among Us.
I'm not in that one.
You're not in that one?
My character is.
Oh, no, you're dead.
Dead.
Sorry, yes.
Dead.
Yeah. I was thinking you'd come back as a ghost. I've actually written that down. I should have looked at my notes, professional as I am. So, Kai, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us anything about it? Please.
Oh yeah, I mean the first 4 eps are out, aren't they? I think of season 5. They've been released.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's post Miracle Day, and Gwen and Reese are back in Cardiff, and Jack is around as well. And there's also some new members and new sort of characters who are kind of part of the team, as it were. But at first, they're not what they seem. You know what I mean? They seem normal, and then it suddenly unravels that they may not. The aliens among us. Each story is done brilliantly, handled great. There's some familiar faces in there, some old faces as well that fans are going to recognise, and it's where Torchwood is at the moment. We were just saying, it's in the best possible place for Big Finish. If it's not going to be on TV, then Big Finish is the ideal home for it for the time being. But yeah, I think the other lot are coming out soon, I think. Another 4, and then another 4 in the new year. Then there's 12 eps of all in Series 5. 4 have been released, another 4 coming out very soon, and then another 4 in the new year.
Cool. For those that are missing sort of Owen and Tosh and Yanto, we're also still doing the specials series,
the archives or something they call
it. Which are episodes between the sort of televised episodes. And also I've just done some more work on Torchwood 1, which is going back even further, which is Tracy Ann Oberman in charge of Torchwood 1 in Cardiff when Yanto worked there. So just done another one of those, so look out for that.
So as well as the series, they are still doing specials, just that you know, one-off stories and stuff. So it's in a great place with Big Finish.
Yeah, well, it's the home of Doctor Who when it's not
Yeah,
on TV,
yeah,
so it's nice that Torchwood's become a really strong part of that as well. So, do we have any questions from the audience? We've got CJ out and about with the mic.
Hiya, CJ.
Where he's off.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Oh,
there you
hello,
go.
I'm back. Hi, how are
Hi.
we doing, guys? All
Hiya,
right.
mate.
Hello.
Right, fan questions. Right, I've told you not allowed to ask for the number. All right. So we've got a question here. And what's your name?
Tabby,
Right, Tabby. What's your question for the lads?
could you give that to Gareth for me?
I can indeed. Right. I'm not going to let anyone see it. I'm coming along. Come on. Do you want a sneaky preview before Gareth sees it? That is awesome. You can do the honour. You can pass it on to him. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
I tried my best.
Well done, love.
Look at that. Round of applause, everybody.
Yeah.
What's your name, darling?
Tabby.
Tabby. Superb.
Thank
Very
you.
talented.
Thanks.
Thank you, darling. That's lovely.
Right. Any other fan questions? So right at the front here, Harley Quinn. Okay, here we go. Hi. What's your name?
Jenny,
And what's your question?
I'd seen a YouTube video of you doing a coffee wrap a while back. I was wondering if you could do it on stage.
The coffee wrap. I'm not going to do it here. I'll do.
Oh.
Oh, it's just. I'll do it on the stage tomorrow. For the you here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow. Those of you here tomorrow, I'll do it in the main stage tomorrow. Where it's a bit more private and aren't sort of people and other things going on.
I do
and
miss
other
Torchwood on telly
sounds.
though. I do miss Torchwood a lot on telly at the moment.
Pardon, darling?
I miss Torchwood at the moment when it's like on telly.
You miss it being on telly? Me too.
Me too.
Right, next up we have Kieran.
Yeah, what was it like filming for Miracle Day?
Yeah, Miracle Day was a great experience.
It was awful. So I wasn't there.
What was it? What's his name? The person in Miracle Day. The one that, what's his name? The one that got.
Bill Pullman.
Yeah. What was he like? In.
Yeah, he was amazing. That was kind of like the great thing about Miracle Day was that we were lucky enough to film it over in America.
Yeah.
And we got to take our family over there. I don't think it was the strongest Torchwood series that has been, but as far as an experience and shooting it over there, that was amazing. We filmed it in Hollywood, which was bonkers. And Bill Pullman was just a legend.
Can I just ask a question? Was it good to? Sorry, 2 minutes. I'm a big fan of Gwen. And
Gwen, yeah.
Gwen Cooper's my favourite. Love Gwen Cooper, and I do miss Torchwood as well.
Ah, cool. Well, she's gorgeous, and I miss Torchwood too.
Next question. What's your name?
Colin,
Colin, what's your question?
because you two have been in Torchwood for a long time, what was your best and most favourite moment in Torchwood? Sorry.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it was so much fun, the whole thing.
I mean, we had a ball. It was 3-4 years of absolute the best job ever in Cardiff, and so it was at an exciting time when Russell was there. Russell was in looking after Doctor Who. Sarah Jane Adventures were getting filmed on the same studio lot. David Tennant was there. Billy was there. It was an exciting time. Every day was different on Torchwood, and favourite bits. Some great episodes that we all get to shoot together as the team, and it was just a really good laugh. John's a star really, and fun times. And we also worked hard and played hard in Cardiff as well. So just good memories all round, I think. Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah.
I have a question for Gareth, actually. See when you were in the Doctor Who episode of Stolen Earth, was that your like best part of being in a bit of Doctor Who?
Was that? It was amazing. I mean, not many actors say they can that they fired a machine gun at a Dalek. So that was a big point in my career, definitely.
I was on the bloody phone in that episode. I was gutted. That's Gwen's on the phone to Reese in it. Oh man, I was jealous then. I would have loved to be in it, and especially because of David and Russell, definitely. But brilliant. Yeah, you shot a Dalek, didn't you?
I've got to say I felt sorry for you and Eve because you were the only two who didn't get to go in the TARDIS on that episode either.
Oh really?
I know,
were
no,
stuck
we didn't get
in
to
Torchwood.
I didn't even get to work, even though I'd seen David wandering around Aberboat Studios a lot, because the TARDIS set was right next door to the hub set, so we'd have to walk through the TARDIS to get to work. I never actually shot in it, and that scene when David's on the screen in the hub, it was green screen. He was doing something else, so I didn't actually get to work with David either. Good though, because apparently he's a right knob.
The TARDIS and the hub, Gareth said, were literally separated by a black curtain, just literally like this. And it was very similar to this sort of building, the studios there. And we used to go and run lines on the TARDIS and stuff. We used to stand there. It was amazing. Exciting time.
It's quite impressive.
Right, we have Elsie at the front here. Elsie, what's your question?
I don't know if there was any time where like you read the script and you were just like, what? You're like really confused.
Not really, not confused. I mean, it was difficult sometimes when we were shooting 2 episodes together, and you go on the set and you have to sort of climatize yourself to where the character was in the story and sort of emotionally. But the scripts were so well written, and the words just jumped off the page, and we instantly latched onto them. I never got an episode where I sort of didn't know what was going on.
What was one of your saddest episodes to shoot?
The one we had to kiss John Barrowman.
Whenever I work with John, yeah. Oh God, what's that guy called? He came into it for a few days, for a few eps. Oh, the American guy. Oh, he's horrible.
Masters.
What's his name? Masters something.
James Masters.
Horrible man.
Yeah.
James Masters, yeah.
Horrible man.
And
Horrible.
I think,
Diva.
Awful she was. He was. Awful.
right, I think we have time for one more fan question.
Oh no, come on. These have been waiting ages.
Okay, I'll go back down to them.
Three
Yes,
more,
boss.
at least 3 more. 4
Okay.
more. Any more? 4. 5 more questions. 6 more
We got
questions.
5, we got 5, we got 6, we got 6, we got 7, 7, 7, 4. Anyway, what's your question?
We'll make sure you get one.
What was the best episode? What was your favourite episode to shoot?
What was your favourite episode to shoot?
Okay, I'll answer them quickly. Mine was Meat and the Wedding episode with the Shapeshifters.
Mine was Countryside and Cybergirl.
Right, okay, next question.
And what did you miss most about filming Torchwood?
The money.
The money.
At least they're honest.
You've seen Reese team up with his mother in Big Finish to fight aliens. Would you like to see him team up with Yanto?
Yeah, of course. I want to do a recent Yanto special. Definitely.
Any other questions?
There's
Oh,
one at
got
the-
one here. Okay, I'm really getting myself around here. There we go. Nice outfit.
CJ's quite nimble, isn't he?
I'm in college right now and I'm doing an acting course, so can I get free tips for acting and stuff for the future?
3 tips. Well, I'll give you one. Thick skin. Learn to take rejection and be able to pull yourself back up with the same confidence.
Be a good listener. Listen. When you're acting opposite somebody, reacting and listening is important. And telling a good story, but the thick skin is very important. No, it's hard out there. But if you want to be an actor, you will be. But just know you'll take some knocks along the way, and that won't. You'll never stop learning.
It's brutal.
But good luck.
How long before filming did you know that Tosh and Owen were going to leave?
How long? Oh gosh. Not long. I was off for a while. I think they were doing a few eps that Reese wasn't in, so I think I had like about a month and a half off. I was back and forth for a little read through, and then I came back after about about a month off. And Eve, I was working with Eve on the thing. She went, "Oh, I've had some terrible news that Naoko and Byrne are getting written out," and literally it was next week. So they did, and I think they sat you all down, didn't they? I think or.
Well, they took Byrne out for a meal and a glass of champagne and told him, they told Naoko in a trailer. That's not funny.
Texted Naoko.
Yeah, they text
Don't bother coming in from next week, darling.
You're done. They took me. I was taken out for lunch, but I already had an inkling anyway because I knew for the entire last series I was going. Last series, the Children of Earth. But I got an inkling when my agent called me and said, "You've got a third season. It's going to be 5 episodes, 1 story, and Yanta will be needed for 3 or 4 out of the 5 episodes." So at that point, I thought, right, they've eventually killed him. But I felt lucky to get that far because I was supposed to be killed in every series before that. So I was lucky to get that far.
Right, final question, and it seems quite fitting. It's from the Doctor himself. David Tennant? No, not David Tennant. Sorry, what's your name?
Chloe.
You look great, Chloe.
Thank you. What is your favourite location to film?
Brecon Beacons.
Brecon Beacons was good. Yeah, I mean, I knew. I'm gonna have to say Hollywood, California.
Bastard.
And it's wrong, really, because I love filming. I think Torchwood should be in Cardiff. It should be back in Wales. But from a purely like unbelievable pinch me moment, it was the Warner Brothers lot in California.
Awesome. Thank you.
There we go. And with that, put your hands together for Kai Owen.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.